Welcome back to the channel. My name is Vaughn. We talk about locks here. Today we're looking at ICEWEAR VEZZO's locks, and then we're gonna look at some other thick locks at the end. Let's get into it. So this is ICEWEAR VEZZO from his music video, Mud Baby. His music is hard, number one, but his locks are cool too, man. He's got some ropes on him. If I had to put a time on it, I say he's probably had these 7, 8 years maybe. 7, 8 years, maybe even longer than that, 9 years maybe. Because these bad boys are long, man. He's committed to the locks. Let's look at another clip, see if we can get another clip of him. Yeah, he got some ropes on him, and they got some good thickness. I say in total, he might have, let's see if we can get a good look. Probably got 4 or 5 on each side, I'd say, if I had to give a number. Maybe even less than that, maybe 3 on each side. And these are some thick monkeys, but he might only have a high top. That might be what's going on. He just got a high top. Let's see if we can get a better view. There they go. Yeah, I see 5 right there, right? But maybe he's got a couple hanging out the back, or maybe not. But he's definitely just got a high top. I wasn't able to find a clip where he shows the size of his head, or he's got his hair up in like a bun or any other type of style. He almost always has something on top of his head. And when he doesn't, and has his scalp showing, he doesn't ever have his hair tied up. But definitely an interesting style, man. I love this thickness. I think it takes a bold personality to wear your hair like this, man. I don't see a lot of people doing it, and I don't think it lends itself to a bunch of variety. If I'm being honest, like your hair is almost always gonna look the same. Here he is on an interview with the Breakfast Club. You can tell just looking at the nape here that he's definitely letting his hair grow out underneath that. I don't know if that's by design or just a little bit of letting your hair do its own thing. But his hair definitely, let's see if we can get a clip of it zoomed in on him. Definitely has some nice, got some nice variability in thickness there, as that's what happens with locks, right? They're not gonna be uniform all the way through. If you ever see anybody's locks and they look perfect all the way through, they're probably not real locks. I'll tell you like that. Definitely fucking with the style. And you know what I also like? That he's got the different colors, kind of, whether it's through, maybe he bleached them or dyed them, or, you know, he had locks at different lengths and cut them at one point, maybe when his hair was all one color. It's cool to see. It's cool to see the different texture and variation in color through the locks. I have a lot of that through my hair too, as a result of bleaching and dyeing it. Let's see if we can see me. As a result of bleaching and dyeing it, and I think it gives it kind of a cool style, man. Like some of my locks are darker at the bottom than they are throughout the lock, which I think is kind of fly. I don't know. All right, back to the video. I count 1, 2 on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe, and then 1, 2. Yeah, he's probably got 7 or 8 in total, if I had to say. And then one last clip of him. Let's see. Oh yeah, and this is the one with his hair exposed. So you can see his hairline's a little back, as to be expected. And the top isn't super maintained, but I imagine if you got locks this thick, what you gonna do, retwist it? Like, no. There comes a point where you probably just gotta let your hair do its thing. If that includes straight hair like this, that's just a part of it. You can tell he definitely got an edge up for the video, but he didn't do anything up here. Or if he did do something, it didn't last that long. That's the consequence of having these thick wicks, man. See, yeah, and then lastly, last angle of him with his hair out. Definitely still a cool look. Show the locks, man. Here you go. And you see he's got he doesn't have any locks coming right out the crown of his head or right out the front of it. Most of them seem to be coming out of the side and towards the back. And he's got them flicked up towards the front. Cool look, in my opinion. A little thick for what I would put on my head, but I can understand why it's a cool style, man. Definitely a unique look. And then lastly, this clip by Fresh Air TV where they were combining folks' locks and turning them into wicks. I watched this video the other day, man. These look great, but again, it would be such a bitch to try to maintain these, man. Like, I don't know if they're using gel or whatever to maintain them. Fast forward a little bit. Turn them into wicks right there. Yeah, I imagine it'd be hard labor to try to keep them looking manicured like that, right? Even just after getting done right there, you can see there's still some loose hair and some frizz around the base, which is the nature of locks, right? But I imagine if you're gonna get hair like this, you're not superly over concerned with having super clean parts or anything like like that. Let's look at another one. Okay, the before. Yeah, super clean after, super clean after. You can tell he's got some length, some other stuff going on in his hair. It's just a part of having locks. And this is a great part size. Looks like they've got, let's see how many they've got, because I might do something like this. That's in the middle. 1, 2, probably 3, 4. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, I'll count this one on this side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on that side. Yeah, so including the one in the middle, they got 7 on each side, and I think this is a great thickness. I might do something around this thickness. But again, you gotta understand, man, it's not always gonna look like this. It's gonna look wild, mostly, and only like this sometimes. Combining these. Oh yeah, that looks great. That looks great. And when the hair gets this type of length, man, you get so many more options and styling and things like that, man. It looks so cool. All right, we'll look at one more and then we'll cut the video. Yup, those look fantastic, man. Perfect thickness. I will go a little bit thinner if I had the option on my own head, but this looks great, man. This looks great. Oh, especially with it up, that looks awesome. That looks really cool. All right, I think that's enough for today. If you like this type of content, leave me a comment, like, or subscribe so I know to continue making these. Other than that, y'all have a good one.